A good Saturday morning to you. Happy New Year. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. This Weather Hazards video is driven by 802cars.com. It represents 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Can't miss the precipitation with this boundary here. A lot of jet stream energy with rain and warmer temperatures. And of course, just a little bit to the north of this quasi-stationary front here, we have temperatures supporting snow and colder. And we have the real extreme cold up in Canada, and this sort of relatively warm scenario here with temperatures this morning even in the 70s. And even looking at dew point temperatures are kind of bizarre. Our temperatures are basically in the in some cases in the upper 60s as this flat ridge is continuing across the southern and southeastern U.S. That sets the stage for a clash of air masses through this particular region. Of course, that's our region. And we're going to see such of a situation, it looks like, especially starting tonight and into the day on Sunday, as we'll see much colder air begin to work into the region. And you're looking at the Canadian model on the right and the European on the left, and this is our setup right here. We have areas of higher pressure now building across good portions of the west into the northern plains, and this is providing us with a push of colder air that's going to be arriving. We have this baroclinic zone set up with warmer than normal anomalies and colder than normal anomalies, and that warm versus cold difference with a frontal boundary, kind of quasi-stationary with waves of low pressure pushing along it. And here's how that setup shapes up here. So we have cold enough to snow is going to be scooting in a little bit to the north. We have rain, relatively light, and there's kind of two different frontal boundaries. There's one to the north and one to the south. This is going to be predominantly the rain, and as it works into Vermont, you can see it gets into the northwest corner of the state. This is during the overnight period tonight, Saturday night, and into the day on Sunday. And most of the jet stream energy works on out. It kind of leaves us with this little secondary wave here that's going to enhance the snowfall that's going to occur, it looks like, during the day on Sunday. And the latest, some of the latest modeling is indicating that maybe we'll see somewhere around, anywhere from about 1 to 4 inches, with maybe 2 to 3 inches across the Barrie-Montpelier area, generally, and maybe points north around 4 inches up near the Canadian border. That works on out, it looks like, during the portion of Sunday night. And by midnight and thereafter, things start to improve. An area of higher pressure builds on in. And we have this last sort of wave of low pressure from jet stream energy. That's going to go off the southeast coast as a nor'easter. It's going to stay out to sea. I'm not anticipating it working north, so we're not going to see any of that. Okay, it'll be raining and probably some mixed precipitation types right across the northwest corner of the state. This is valid about 10 o'clock tonight, this Saturday late evening. And this is how it's shaping up with snowfall. So this is the Canadian model here, European here, and they're in real good agreement. In fact, the GFS, the same deal, the NAM, the WRF, we're all looking pretty good. And not too far differences here, with about 3 inches starting to be accrued across parts of New York. By the time we get into the late part of the day, this is what we're setting up with maybe as much as 6 inches across the northern tier, according to the Canadian model, the regional gem. And then the European is a little bit closer to around 3 to 4 inches. I think this is probably more accurate than what we're seeing here. And but some snow, and I think it's something we'll take. Okay, looking at surface winds again, the European on the left, the regional gem on the right. So we have northwesterly winds that are basically reaching the St. Lawrence River Valley, and this is approximately where that frontal boundary is going to be. And this will represent some cold winds beginning to undercut the particular area here, and so consequently, this is how it's shaping up. Those cold northerly winds are going to start to bleed in that Arctic air during the overnight period tonight, and then continuing into the day on Saturday. Nothing real strong. Strongest will be across the Champlain Valley, as you can see here, kind of a drainage wind out of the north, and maybe some gusts up around 20. But that's going to ensure colder than normal temperatures working on in with that north wind. High resolution forecast from SPC looks like this. We do have the rain that's working across. This is valid this morning, and it continues to kind of work through. Mostly across the central and southern areas, but a little bit in the northern areas in this afternoon. And then that works on out, and then we kind of set the stage for a little bit of a lull, and then eventually the snow that's going to be developing right along this line. This will be about where the frontal boundary is. This is valid about 1 o'clock in the morning, And this illustrates very nicely where the sleet's going to be as the colder air begins to push in. This is snow and a little bit of freezing rain. This is valid about 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And you can see that sleet, slight freezing rain, mixed precipitation, changes over to snow, and then exits out of the region tomorrow evening. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights, thanks for watching.